But it's like this much wider. Why do you have to be the worst, Disney? Come on! So just this past weekend at D23's Destination D event, Disney officially announced the new Magic Bands, Magic Bands 2.0, and we got to look at them. And it's interesting because rumors started circulating a couple of months ago about these Magic Bands, and a lot of things that we had assumed from the rumors came out to be true, and some of it actually came out to be false. And so I wanted to throw together a video that talks about all of the details we know so far when it comes to Magic Bands 2.0. So first off, thanks to MagicBandCollectors.com. As their name implies, they're really all about Magic Bands, and they were at the event and got to interview the Magic Band team, which is where a lot of these details are coming from. That said, Disney also put out a blog post on the official Disney Parks blog that introduced the Magic Bands. So the big detail that the rumors got right was that Magic Bands 2.0 is moving over into this puck system, or as Disney is calling them, icons. And what that means is it's a removable plastic piece where all the technology of the Magic Band lives so that you can move it from accessory to accessory. So it's no longer, these old Magic Bands where it's just this one item. It's you can take it apart and you can customize it with other items out there. It's very similar to a Fitbit if you have one of those. This is great news for us as park guests because it just offers a whole variety of different ways to wear your Magic Band. Some people don't like wearing it on their wrist, and that's totally understandable. You go to Disney and it's like the middle of summer and it's a hot, day in Orlando where it's like 90 degrees, 100 degrees. Sometimes you just don't want to have something on your wrist. So this is going to open up the opportunity to have, lanyards that you can put it on or, keychains, things like that. So there's going to be a lot more room there. On the Disney end, there's going to be a lot more room to sell things because now you can sell the keychains and the lanyards and all the other accessories. One detail that really threw me off, because I think we had all assumed this for a while, is that Magic Bands that get sold going forward are all going to come with this puck, or icon as Disney calls it. Now, the assumption was that wasn't going to be the case. The assumption was that everybody's going to get a puck when they, either buy their pass or, get their hotel stay set up, and then that would be your puck. And if you ever wanted a new Magic Band, you'd buy an empty Magic Band and you just move the puck over. The idea being that now Disney no longer has to build all of this technology every time they put out a new Magic Band. You could just transfer it from one to another, and all they have to do is sell the plastic band. However, Disney, with this interview with Magic Band Collectors, said that they are not going to be selling the bands without pucks. So I guess they are still going to be building this technology into every product, which is a little confusing to me because the idea of everybody having just their one puck and moving it around seemed like the perfect solution to prevent over-manufacturing these things. But I guess we'll see in the future. For all we know, that means that's just what they're going to do at the beginning of this, and then as it gets rolled out more and more, they'll start introducing, the puckless version of the Magic Bands. The other thing that's really interesting about these is that to remove the icon from the Magic Band, you actually need to use this special screwdriver that'll come with the Magic Band itself. This is strange to me because anybody who's owned a Fitbit knows that all you need to do is use this really tight and stretchy rubber, and you can just have it, set into the wristband in a way that it won't fall out on its own, but it's easy to take out. Removing these two screws and this screwdriver sort of seems to make it unnecessarily complicated, and I'm not exactly sure why they would do that, because, again, going back to Fitbit, it's not a problem. People don't lose the sensor in their Fitbit. It doesn't just fall out of their wrist. That's just not how it works. So I'm not exactly sure why they have this screw system, but they do. If you want to know when you can start getting your hands on Magic Band 2.0, the news is that they're going to start rolling it out to annual pass holders in December. That means if you were buying an annual pass for the first time in December, you'll get one, or if you're renewing your pass, you'll get one. If you already have your Magic Band and you're in the middle of your year, you're not going to get one. And then the idea is that starting next year, I think the people are saying January, but it could be a different date than that. They're going to start rolling it out to park guests who get their, free complimentary Magic Bands. So luckily, we don't have to wait long to try them out ourselves. Another important detail to keep in mind is that the old Magic Bands will not be rendered obsolete with Magic Band 2.0. So sure, we might see them eventually stop selling the old Magic Bands. You can still use them. So if you have, you're an annual pass holder and you have one, or you've already gotten yours for a trip coming up in the future, you should be fine. Overall, I think this is great news. At the end of the day, for people who like the wristband style of Magic Band, this isn't going to be that big of a change. The only real difference is that the front of the Magic Band's a little bit wider than it used to be. Noticeably wider, yet also not wide enough that it's going to be a problem for anyone. I've seen some people on the internet talking about how it's going to be awful and it's going to take up their whole wrist. It really isn't. We're talking about something that's like a couple of centimeters wider. But if you do want options because you didn't like wearing them on your wrist, now you're going to have those options. So that's pretty great. I guess what's important to take away from this is that there is so much more to Magic Bands than we know as like park guests and consumers. Because again, I think the obvious thought when it came to this style of Magic Band with the removable puck is that you wouldn't need to get a million pucks. Like I have 5 or 6 Magic Bands now because every time you go down, they give you a new one. But apparently, if they're going to be including them with all of these new Magic Bands, then, you know, your stats not going to change. So the real question becomes, well, then why did they do this? And one of the arguments is it was for customizability, so that you could mix and match your icon with different wristbands so that you could put them in the different accessories, which certainly would help Disney's bottom line. But we also have to consider that the tech behind the Magic Band might be changing. You know, maybe they needed to put it into this bigger body of a puck so that, you know, they could work in more tech for data collection. And, you know, the side effect ended up being that it's removable or something like that. In any case, it sounds like it's going to be a cool change. I'm excited to try it out. I've decided that if I end up getting the new Magic Band for my trip in January, I'm going to pick up one of the keychains, and I'm just going to see what it's like to have a trip where it is just sitting on my keychain. You know, one of the big concerns with the new Magic Band that I've seen online that does seem to have some validity to it is, you know, when you wear it on your wrist, it's really easy to reach and use. When you're paying for something, whether you're using a fast pass or trying to get into the parks, you don't have to go fishing for it because it's right there on your wrist. Now with this new icon system, if I have it on a keychain on my keys in my pocket, or maybe I just put it on a keychain in my book bag, then I have to start digging for that stuff every time I have to pay. How's that going to affect the lines? You know, sometimes we already see short lines when it comes to fast pass queues just outside to get scanned in. But that's something that they're probably going to see when they, you know, launch this and when they roll it out. And I'm sure if there are problems, they'll make changes and try and iron them out. Anyway, I would love to hear what you guys think about the new Magic Band. It is, like most minor changes at Disney, pretty controversial within the Disney realm of fans. So let me know what you think in the comments below, or you can let me know on Twitter. I'm at RobPlays. If you want to see more Disney videos like this, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button. I do 3 a week, and later this week, I'm probably going to be talking about more news coming out of the D23 Destination D event. Thank you all for watching. Have a great week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.